three of them there, and I failed. We just went straight overhead, and we landed. He kind of landed in north-south almost. So when he went to go turtle, I was in front headlock, and then I couldn't control him and get my legs around the guillotine. But you see here, the more tired he gets, the more he allows me to start making connection and just pulling on the head more and more. Now, I was pretty inexperienced. I didn't realize this. Like, I realized that he was getting tired and he was starting to break. I didn't realize how much easier it was to get to his head. Like, I should have just been on the head the whole time in hindsight. But I sucked. So I was just sticking to the game plan and not really changing things. But I should have just been like right to the head, right to the head, right to the head. Like, he's standing straight up here. His body language is falling apart. Like, he's clearly, like, elbows are all out. Like, he's clearly, mouth is open. He's clearly 100% exhausted from here. But I didn't recognize it enough to actually just go in and get heavy to the head. So this is the this is the end here. So we go in. He goes for an outside reach. He picks a leg up. Now this whole time he tries to trip the far leg. I'm just heavy on the head, heavy on the head, heavy on the head. And he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to let go of the leg and deal with this front headlock. I can't have this guy hanging on my head anymore. So he lets go of the leg. And the grip is like about to be set from this position. Like, it's a tight grip, but it's not strangling tight, but it's the tightest one I've had so far. He's constantly fighting my hands. So from this position, I'm like, I have to do something to get him to stop worrying about fighting the hands and worry about just where his body's going. So as he was fighting the hands, I'm like, you know what? Instead of trying to go sumigashi this time, I'm going to go for like a strong ukewaza. So I stepped in front and I really blocked the foot with my left leg. So now from here, you'll see what happens is when we land in this T position, where now I'm kind of more in a side control where I form this perpendicular angle with my body and his body rather than landing straight like this, almost in north-south. So now because I form this T with our bodies, when we land, and he tries to bring knees inside or tries to bridge, like you see when we land, he lands with convex shoulders, so he lands in a bridge. So what he wants to do is what he did the last 2 or 3 times. He wants to land in a bridge, and then he wants to start circling belly down into a front headlock so he can clear from a turtle position. But instead, I landed perpendicular, so he went to go bridge. He was bridging against the angle of the side control. So that when he went to go turn, he couldn't turn. And then I stepped over, and because he was in a convex position with his everything fully arched and bridged, he couldn't bring his knees to his chest fast enough to actually stop me from stepping over into mount. So you see his left knee is almost in here, but it's just a little bit short of coming inside my tailbone. And then he makes the mistake of instead of trying to bring his knees in, he could have brought his knees in from there if he was good enough, but he just put his knees down and he just basically quit from this position because that's what he does. He's just a quitter. And from here, there's just zero late stage defense whatsoever, and he tapped, and that was the scrimmage that won me the match. So you see the difference between my scrimmages and his scrimmages, even back then when I was terrible, was when he put me down, he had no ability to actually keep me down. Whereas every time I put him down, I kept him down. The one time he kicked off my hips, and after I put him down for a long time, he got back up. I still put pressure on him, made it hard for him to stand up. And the only reason he did stand up was because I tried to go in for a submission. I just made a tactical error and had an issue with it. But you see that a majority of the times he tried to hold me down, I just immediately stood right back up, and he didn't get anything out of it. Whereas when I tried to hold him down, I held him down for a much longer period of time. I held him down pretty much every time. We're put a massive amount of pressure on him to get back up, and eventually held him down off the scrimmage and went into a submission off of the scrimmage. So he shot on my legs, I locked guillotine, I put him down off the guillotine, and I finished him off the guillotine. So it was actually scrimmaging that won me that match. So that was the finals match with Keenan. Now we'll go to the